He walked into court like he had already won, head high, shoulders back, a faint, almost smug smile on his face. The kind of confidence that doesn't just enter a room, challenges it. His name, Thomas Styron. And today, he wasn't just facing charges. He was facing a system he believed he could outsmart. At first glance, nothing seemed unusual. Another defendant, another hearing. Another day in court. But within minutes, everyone in that room would realize this wasn't going to be normal, because Thomas wasn't there to defend himself. He wasn't there to cooperate. He wasn't even there to argue the facts. No, he had something else in mind, something he believed gave him power, something he thought made him untouchable. When the judge called his name, Thomas did not respond the way anyone expected. Instead, he tilted his head slightly and calmly said, "I don't identify as that name." A pause, a quiet shift in the room. The judge leaned forward, not surprised, not confused, just familiar. Because this wasn't the first time he had heard something like this. Over the years, he had seen people walk into court believing they had found a loophole online, a trick, a technicality, a way to escape responsibility just by changing the words they used. But courtrooms don't run on internet theories. They run on law. "Do you understand your charges?" The judge asked calmly, question clear. Direct, but Thomas didn't answer. Instead, he deflected. "I am not the person on that document." Again, same tone, same confidence. As if repeating it would somehow make it true, the judge didn't interrupt, didn't argue, he just watched. Because sometimes people reveal everything about their situation just by the way they avoid the truth. "Sir, this is your opportunity to respond," the judge continued. But Thomas kept going, questioning identity, questioning authority, questioning the entire process, and then he smiled, not nervously, not awkwardly, but like this was all a game. And that moment, that tiny moment, changed everything. "You laugh one more time, that's 30 days. The words landed heavy, sudden, sharp. The entire courtroom went silent. Even the air felt different, because everyone knew that was the line, not a warning, a boundary. Cross it, and there would be consequences. For a second, seemed like Thomas understood. His smile faded, his posture shifted slightly, and for the first time there was a crack in that confidence, but only for a second. Because then he laughed, just a little, barely noticeable, but enough for the judge. 30 days. No hesitation, no raised voice, no emotion. Just a decision, immediate. Final, the room stayed silent. The message was loud. This wasn't about disrespect anymore. This was about consequences. And just like that, confidence he walked in with cost him his freedom. But it didn't end there, because sometimes people don't learn from the first mistake. Sometimes they double down days later. Thomas was back in court, same room, same judge, same charges, and, unbelievably, same attitude, as if nothing had happened, as if those 30 days meant nothing. "I'm not the person on that document." Again, same line, same belief, same mistake. But this time, judge didn't even engage, didn't debate, didn't correct him, because there's a point where explaining becomes pointless. Instead, he moved forward calmly, professionally, relentlessly. He began listing everything. Every charge, every detail, every consequence attached to those charges, step by step, like a machine that doesn't need your agreement to keep moving. because that's the truth about the system. It doesn't require you to believe in it. It doesn't require you to accept it. It only requires one thing, that you understand what's happening. And if you refuse, it moves on without you. And that's exactly what happened. Thomas kept talking, kept interrupting, kept repeating the same phrases, hoping something would change, but nothing did, because reality doesn't bend just because you refuse to acknowledge it. By the end of the hearing, there was no confusion left, no arguments left, no confidence left, only consequences, real ones, serious ones. The kind that don't disappear just because you say the right words. And as he stood there, same man who walked in with a smile now faced the weight of everything he tried to ignore, because confidence without awareness isn't strength. It's not intelligence. It's not power. It's self-destruction. And in that courtroom, Thomas Styron didn't lose because of the charges alone. He lost because he refused to understand the situation he was in, because he treated reality like a debate instead of something that required responsibility. And in the end, system didn't argue with him, didn't fight him, didn't try to convince him. It simply moved forward and